Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a bunch of vintage jewelry unboxing here, as well as some stuff that I have handmade myself. Had a lot of fun going through that last lot because of all the vintage stuff, and I'm going through another box here. It looks like it's got some really cool stuff in it as well. So we may as well start up here. I have this vintage necklace here as well. I believe it's Avon because it has this here, and Avon tends to use that with their plastic jewelry. And then we have this necklace here as well that I have. Those are plastic beads, and that's vintage as well. And then another vintage one here, and another bead strand. As well, there is this one here. That's another vintage one. And then we can move down here, and we have these vintage earrings in the red and white, so kind of Canada colors, which is kind of cool.
Christmas.
Or Christmas, yeah. And then there's these vintage ones here as well. These are definitely 80s. Ceramic, they're very cool. And then this, I'll sell these as two pairs of vintage earrings.
There's a Christmas color.
Okay. And then these are Charlotte Ruse earrings here that there's two. I'll end up selling them as well together as a set. And then we have these vintage ones here as well by Joyce Leslie.
This color.
Yes, Taylor. And then there's these. There's two pairs in here. These I don't know if they're vintage or not, but definitely cute little half hoop style. And then here's some vintage tie clips here. One is a little golf club, and the other one is here. And I had some cufflinks that matched them, but they were fairly scratched up, so we're not doing those. And then there's this here as well, another pair of vintage, just black long earrings there. And then there's these that are vintage. And then these as well. These I don't know if they're vintage or not. These are definitely vintage. They have these little tassels. They make little wind chime noises, which would kind of drive me nuts as I was walking. Yeah, I know you have some for me. And then there's these that are vintage as well. Kind of that peach and orange. And then here is two pairs here as well. Those earrings are Avon. And then here is some cuff links, and these ones here have a little bit of scuffs on them, so I'm just going to sell them as sets. So there's two pairs here, and then there's one that matches these other two here, so it'll just act as an extra one for them. Okay, Taylor, there we go.
These you made.
Yeah, you're right. I made these ones here. I made 3 pairs of them. Okay, and then you're going to hand me the next ones here. And then there's these little vintage ones here. They almost look like little ribbons or banners.
Christmas color.
Yeah, it's red, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's these vintage 80s earrings as well. There should be another one to this one, Taylor. There's the other earring. Okay, so I just made these ones here last night out of a stretch material.
Ooh, made.
And I made 2 pairs of them. It hooks on my ring. And then there's this necklace here as well that has it's kind of one of those best friends necklace things here. It's got the little heart, rhinestone heart on it.
Another one. Grandpa made one.
Okay, yeah. And then we have this one here. It's kind of that floral one. Very very pretty.
I am so smart.
Okay, and then we have these little teardrop earrings in a silver tone. And then there's these little dangle ones. And then we have this one here as well. It's kind of those, it's vintage with kind of almost Easter colors. And then we have these little cats here. And then I made this flower one here. And then there's a shoe pin. That's vintage as well. And then these, I made 2 pairs of these. And then in the last lot that I got, there's also a pin that my daughter's featuring that she, want to show everybody, Tila?
This is my pin that Daddy gave me.
Yeah, and it matches these little clip-on earrings. This little roses airbrushed. And then I made this here as well on a gold tone chain. And then we've got these hexagonal earrings that I made as well. And there's an anchor earring there. Yeah, and then just give me a second and I'll get to the watch. There's anchor ones here as well in a gold tone. And then I made this watch here. So we just put that onto there, and it's got the tiger's eye on it. And originally this watch was a Casarius, so we'll have to put this as a modified item when I list it. And then I made this one here, and in the last video you saw the earrings that matched this one.
Made.
Yes, daylight, yes, shh, please. And then I made these, and I actually made 6 pairs of these ones last night. And then here is some more retro earrings here. And then, similar to the other ones that I had shown you before, I also made these. Just put glass flower beads on them. And then there's these. It looks like a malachite stone. And then similar to the other one I made before, there is these are just a plain gold instead of the enameled. And I have a necklace that matches
gold
that.
Again.
Yeah, this is the necklace that I made to match that.
You did.
Okay, yeah, okay. You grabbed a couple there. And then I made these flower earrings here as well. And then there's these vintage earrings. And then I made this one here as well, a gold chain. It's actually rose gold. You got a couple different types there, dear. Okay, well, first we're going to show you this necklace here that I made. In the last video you saw some, or in a couple videos back, you saw earrings that kind of matched this. Well, I made similar earrings to those ones. This is a 3-level one. That's the same as the other ones that I sold. And then here is some 2-layer ones there that are also that are similar to those, just they're 2 instead of 3. And here's another pair of cufflinks here. gold with the blue enamel around it. And then these little vintage earrings here as well. And then we've got this pin, or brooch, whatever you want to call them. And I also made these little ball bead ones. And I made these little guys. And then we've got this necklace here, tiered, that I got in that last lot I was undoing. And then we have these. And those are vintage clip-ons, or lever backs, I mean. And then we have these vintage earrings as well. And then I have this necklace that I made, and that actually matches these earrings, and I made 3 pairs of these earrings. And then we have these earrings here that I made. And then I made this necklace here as well. Kind of goes along with those earrings. And then we have this heart pin here, as well as this flower, this little daisy pin. And then I made these little earrings here that are kind of made to look like little berries. Okay, let's one thing at a time, okay?
Okay.
And then there's this bear claw necklace here as well, and that has a little stone in it. It looks like it's probably a turquoise stone.
Uh-oh.
That's why I said one at a time. You're getting them all tangled, sweetheart. You see, you're tangling them. I had them all laid out. And now you're tangling my necklaces. Okay, could you untangle those, please?
Yeah.
And then I made this one here. Straighten out the pendant. There we go. And I got this one here as well. This is a double layered necklace there, so if it doesn't sell, I've got some good chain I can take out of that. And then I also made this one here, and I kind of designed this to go along with those vintage earrings before, the little these earrings, paired them up with them. And then there is this little swan that I altered and then turned into a pendant. It's also designed so you could use it as a pin as well. It's kind of an interesting one. Okay, and then we have this dream catcher one that I made. And then this plastic bead bracelet. It's a stretch bracelet. And then we have this necklace here that's designed to be kind of that collar type in a gold tone. Very, very pretty. And then this is a sun, kind of a Mardi Gras themed one that I put together. And I also made this turquoise necklace yesterday. Okay, sweetheart. Yeah, you had a bunch lined up for me. Okay, so there's this plastic one here in vintage that I also pulled out yesterday. And then I pulled these as well yesterday. kind of that neon orange. Okay, and then this one I made. Just a cute little flower pendant. And then there's this one here that I also made. And then there's a seed bead one with a coconut shell center. And then there's this watch here as well. I don't think it was a branded. Yes, it was. Just gonna read that. It's hard to see through there. ICSTE. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I'll have to look that up. But it's a nice little watch.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got these large hoop earrings here. That's kind of a very, very light purple. I made those. And then there's this vintage plastic cat's eye strand necklace here. It's 3-layered. And then we've got these vintage earrings, as well as these vintage earrings. And then I made this one here. I made a similar one to that before, and there's a few more pendants like that I have, so I'll end up making a few more that are similar. And then I made these yesterday as well. And then we have this necklace here. String. Okay, and this is kind of a cheetah print necklace here. It's designed to be that collar type. As well, we have these earrings that I'm going to do just because they popped into the picture there for you. So I made those ones, and that little dangle. And then there's this little one here as well, just on a little... I think that's a glass rhinestone. And then we have this owl pendant.
Made.
I did not make that one, no. And then this one here I made. And then we have this vintage necklace here as well. It's a very long red one. Here's my light. As well, I made these little earrings here, and they kind of match that watch. And then this with the little porcelain bead. I made that one. Porcelain bead is a something Asian on there. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. Looks like almost like a fish and something else. And then these little studs I got as well. And then this is a banded amethyst that I turned into a pendant. And then we have these tiger's eye ones here that I made. Made 2 pairs of those.
This is what mine myself up.
And then we got this vintage necklace.
Nah.
Yellow enamel.
Luna wants to
my
be
dog
in.
wants attention.
My dog wants
Yes,
to be
Luna,
in.
I know we want attention, sweetheart.
My dog wants to be in the
Yes,
video.
we know. And then there's kind of this Western style here. It's got the bee as the pendant portion. And then these, we have 2 different colors of these. So there's one that's more of a beige and one that's more of a gray. Okay.
You the dog
Okay, Taylor, please. And then there's these vintage earrings here as well. And then we have these ones here that I made last night. I made about 4 pairs of those. Okay, sorry. The dog is being a real nuisance again.
Yeah.
Son's at the hospital getting stitches in his lip, so the dog's missing attention. Okay, and I made these little lava bead earrings.
Like I'm displaying.
And then I made these red ones here, kind of that Christmas theme.
Christmas theme.
And then there's these vintage enamel ones here as well. Okay, Taylush, please. And then these are kind of an imitation moon rock earring. I turned them into earrings there. It was pendants. And then we have this pair of vintage earrings here as well. And then these vintage clip-ons. And then these little vintage gold tone ones. As well as these little flower ones. I might end up pairing these up with those Charlotte Ruse ones. Make 3 pairs. Okay, and then there's these vintage ones here with the green colored enamel on there. Okay, Taylor, you need to be quiet, please. And then we have this scarf pin here. And the heart. And then there's these ones here that I made. Floral earrings. As well, there's this wood bracelet I pulled last night. And this bracelet that I pulled last night. And then this one, it's a very loud layered necklace. It's all shells. No, don't put that around the dog's neck, please. And then this one here I made out of a snake chain. And I made this in the teardrop straw pendant. This one I pulled, it has this silver tone antler and acorn. And then these faux cameo earrings here as well. And then we have this pair here. Those are vintage as well. And then there's these ones that are really, really cool. Kind of that Western style. Copper.
Western Day.
Yeah. And then there's these little half hoop earrings. As well, we have these vintage earrings. And then I made this necklace here as well.
Didn't make.
And then there's these ones here.
That's
And
the
those are
end
also
of the
vintage.
video.
Yes, thank you, Taylor.
That's
Thank you
the
all
end of
for
the video,
yes.
guys. And thank you for watching. Make sure to click that link down to see more of our videos.